Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. 3 players Cowboys need production from in Week 5 against the Steelers. The Dallas Cowboys head to the Week 5 matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers at a pretty significant disadvantage. Not only are they hitting the road once again for the second consecutive week to play in a hostile environment, but they will also be without several key starters on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball this week. Injuries leave the Cowboys a little short-handed this week, meaning the entire team as well as a few individuals will need to step up their game this week if they want any chance of walking away with the victory against the Steelers. Today, we are going to identify a few of these individual players for the Cowboys who we believe need a big game this week. Wide receiver Jaylen Tolbert. With Brandon Cooks out in this Week 5 matchup with the Steelers, Jaylen Tolbert will slide into the wide receiver 2 role this week with the Cowboys. He has shown a few flashes this year of his potential to be a legitimate threat in the passing game, but so far the consistency hasn't been there for him. That needs to change, and quickly, for him this week. He should be targeted more this week against the Steelers, giving them the opportunity to prove he really has taken the Year 3 jump many were expecting from him heading into the 2024 season. Running back Rico Dowdle. Due to injuries to key starters on both offense and defense, the Cowboys really need to control the time of possession this week to give them the best chance of winning. That means they need what has been one of the worst rushing attacks in the league this year to suddenly show signs of life in this Week 5 matchup. To date, Rico Dowdle has been the most impressive of the bunch, but even he needs to step up his game this week. That will be tough against a Steelers defense allowing only 93 yards a game, 3.7 yards per carry. Defensive end Marshawn Kneeland and Carl Lawson. Someone needs to step up at defensive end for the Cowboys with both Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence out this week. Marshawn Kneeland and Carl Lawson look to be the next man up. Neither player has recorded a sack this year, but that's not surprising considering Dallas' entire pass rush has struggled pressuring the QB through the first 4 weeks of the season. Considering Justin Fields has been sacked 10 times so far this season, the opportunity is there for both Kneeland and Lawson to get their hands on him. Dallas Cowboys need Dak Prescott to take over. The Dallas Cowboys need their superstars to take over, and that starts with the highest-paid player in the NFL. Dak Prescott is the heart and soul of the team, and to get some wins, he will need to step up with the injuries this team has endured. The Cowboys will be without 2 of the most critical players on the defense, Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. The offense will be without its number 2 wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. Both sides of the ball have struggled the last few games, and the injuries will only amplify the deficiencies. One of the few ways to overcome the issues is for Dak Prescott to lead this team to victory. Fans, players, and media know that if Dak Prescott gets rolling, he will be hard to stop. He will have his number 1 wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb, and a below-par running game that needs more touches. Dak Prescott is more than capable of taking over a game, and to accomplish the goals of playoff wins and a Super Bowl appearance, he will need to be Superman-esque. The runner-up in MVP voting last season put up big numbers. He had several games with multiple touchdown passes and big yards. He averaged 269.5 yards a game and 2.1 touchdowns with a 7.7-yard average. These numbers are not too far off from where he is this year. Through 4 games this year, he has averaged 268 yards per game, 1.5 touchdowns, and 7.2 yards. His yards per game are down, but that is due to having 1 good receiver and an injured Jake Ferguson at tight end. Prescott can and will carry the offense. The one thing that could most affect Dak Prescott and the passing game is a terrible run game. This part of the offense needs to step up, but where are they now compared to the league? The run game is 32nd in the league with 301 rushing yards, 31st in attempts, and 30th in rushing average at 3.5 yards. These numbers are killing the passing game because the offense gets bogged down when the defense doesn't have to respect the run. If Mike McCarthy figures out how to run the ball with the running backs he has available, it will assist Dak Prescott in getting the ball to the receivers and tight ends. Maybe it is time for Dalvin Cook to get the call up and see what he offers. Dallas should consider signing veteran edge Yannick Ngakoue. The Dallas Cowboys improved to 2-2 last week against the New York Giants, but it came with a cost. All-Pro Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, the team's best edge rushers, both went down with injuries. So, to counter these losses, the Cowboys signed KJ Henry on Tuesday to help out with the depth behind rookie Marshawn Kneeland and Chauncey Golston, who will see an uptick in play, and veteran Carl Lawson, who was called up last week. Henry was a fifth-round pick of the Washington Commanders in 2023. He was released in August and then landed on the practice squad of the Cincinnati Bengals last month, which is where the Cowboys got him from. This isn't a signing that moved the needle, but Dallas needs bodies on the edge desperately. Speaking of bodies, the Cowboys should still add one more to ensure some depth, and veteran Yannick Ngakoue would be a nice plug-in. Just like Henry was in Cincinnati, Ngakoue is now on the practice squad of the Baltimore Ravens as of September 24th. Getting edge help via the practice squad is the route team owner Jerry Jones said the Cowboys were going to take when it came to adding help on the edge instead of making a trade or anything of that nature. Ngakoue is a former third-round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2016. After 8 sacks as a rookie, Ngakoue was named to the Pro Bowl in 2017 after he amassed 12 sacks and led the league in forced fumbles with 6. He's played in 123 games with 115 starts. Ngakoue has also been a very productive player as well with 69 sacks, 142 quarterback hits, and 21 forced fumbles. Also, the 2023 season was the first time Ngakoue didn't log at least 8 sacks. Ngakoue has bounced around the league over the last half-decade as he's has stints with the Minnesota Vikings, Las Vegas Raiders, Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bears, and he's currently on his second run with the Ravens. However, at the moment, he could come in and have more of an impact than Henry strictly due to experience and the fact that he's just a better option despite being 29 years old.